From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordo, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 for Thursday, December 28th. It is a little bit of a mixed bag when it comes to the weather today. We started out with fog, and now there's rain and some snow in parts of the state. It's going to be that way for most of the day. Really depends on the temperature and where you are at as to what you will get. Already this morning, we've seen some snow in the Bedford-Lawrence County area. Best chance for snow accumulation will be south and west of Indianapolis, but central Indiana overall could get sporadic snow showers.
Audible's romance collection has something to satisfy every side of you. When it comes to what kind of romance you're into, you don't have to choose just one. Fancy a dalliance with a duke, or maybe a steamy billionaire. You could find a book boyfriend in the city and another one tearing it up on the hockey field. And if nothing on this earth satisfies, you can always find love in another realm. Discover modern rom-coms from authors like Lily Chu and Ali Hazelwood, the latest romantasy series from Sarah J. Maas and Rebecca Yarros, plus Regency favorites like Bridgerton and Outlander. And of course, all the really steamy stuff. Your first great love story is free when you sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com/Wondery. That's audible.com/Wondery.
Officials are now analyzing human remains found at the site of the new Indy 11 stadium, a place where there's been concern that remains would be uncovered. News 8's Danielle Zukowski explains why and what happens now.
Human remains have been unearthed here at the Indy 11 stadium construction site, and advocates say they're not surprised and expect more will be uncovered.
This plot of land between Kentucky Avenue and the White River was once Green Lawn Cemetery. The history dates back to the 17th century. Human remains were just found in the northern portion of the land. Local historian and PhD candidate Leon Bates says this area was where Union soldiers and early settlers were buried.
This is not a surprise at all to any of us. It was a little bit of a surprise they found them so early. We thought it'd be a little bit longer before they actually got in the ground and found remains.
This story originally gained attention when advocates noted the oldest part of the cemetery could contain up to 2,000 African American individuals who were never moved over the years.
The African Americans, the majority of them, we believe, were buried in the old burial ground next to the river. There were hundreds, if not thousands, of African Americans buried back there. And there's no record that we can find that they were moved. So we don't know exactly where they are, but we highly suspect that they were left behind.
The Indiana Department of Natural Resources says the Division of Historic Preservation and Archaeology oversees this work and reviews development plans that are within 100 feet of the cemetery. Indiana law requires developers to get an archaeological plan approved if human remains are found. In November, Keystone Group told News 8 it already had a plan in place. The plan includes what to do if human remains are found, how remains will be processed, and burial plans in a new location. Bates says while the law does not require developers to do a preemptive search, he believes that would have been the best option.
Building on top of a cemetery or building on top of a graveyard, there's just something wrong with that idea. And if you're going to build like here, if you want to do it, move the people out. Their plan is not to move people. It's to only move those they find. If they don't find them, they're going to build on top of them.
In a statement to News 8, Keystone Group says in part, Keystone views these discoveries as an opportunity to correct past mishandling by previous ownership and to respectfully relocate and honor what may have been found. Keystone continues to work with community organizations who look to honor the memory of those who may have been buried at Green Lawn.
Development at this site is ongoing, and Keystone Development Group is following the DNR-approved archaeological monitoring plan. I'm Danielle Zolkowski for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and like us on Facebook.
Wish TV is your statewide news network. Police say 2 women are in jail after 2 unrelated situations at 2 county jails. Police say 27-year-old Montana Chandler tried to throw a bag of meth into the jail yard. They say it was a coordinated effort with her boyfriend, Nathan Browning, who's currently serving time for drug possession charges. Chandler now faces charges of drug trafficking with an inmate and will appear in court this morning. In Bartholomew County, the sheriff's office says a woman is under arrest after appearing intoxicated at the county County Jail. Deputies say Stephanie Horn had arrived to pay an inmate's bond, and they say the 58-year-old displayed several indicators of intoxication. Horn was also verbally aggressive, according to officials. They say she was placed in handcuffs but began to resist, even going as far as kicking a deputy in the leg. She was then taken to a local hospital where deputies say she kicked another officer in the shoulder. Police have not said when Horn will appear in court. Your statewide news network covers Porter County, where a man is recovering after being trapped in his wrecked truck for almost a week. A picture of Matt Riem giving a thumbs up was posted online as he deals with some serious injuries. State police tell us he's still in critical condition. Troopers say 2 fishermen found Riem under a bridge at the I-94 Portage exit this week. He'd been trapped in his truck after crashing 6 days earlier. He says he was forced to drink rainwater to survive. Troopers say Riem has asked for time to rest while he recovers and will eventually be able and ready to share his story, adding, no matter how tough things get, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, sometimes in the least expected way. His friends and family have started a GoFundMe to help with his medical expenses. As of this morning, it has already raised more than $40,000. That's $20,000 more than the initial goal. If you would like to donate or hear more about Riem's story, you can go to the As Seen On section of wishtv.com and find this story. Indiana lawmakers are proposing age verification for adult websites. The bill would force all visitors to any pornographic website to verify their age with likely their birth date or by scanning a driver's license. Lawmakers say the rule would apply to any website that has at least 1/3 of its content deemed harmful to minors. A state senator tells News 8 that free speech protections don't extend to porn websites.
The expectation of what an adult relationship or what a mature relationship should look like is getting a little bit perverted to the point where now kids feel like they have to do something and act in a way that's just way more mature than a 13, 14, or 15-year-old should be dealing with.
Critics say the proposed bill violates First Amendment rights and recommended giving young people ways to disengage from unwanted content. Similar age verification laws have passed in 5 other states. The bill will be discussed on January 8th. To IT Mate now, a Mooresville water company is barring its own members from going to a meeting after raising prices. A letter sent to Hill Water customers before Christmas says the company is aware of complaints. It says not to come to the office and complain and that members cannot be present at board meetings. Hill Water is a member-owned cooperative water company. Terry Baker is a customer and says her family hasn't increased the amount of water they use, but in the last year, her water bill has gone from $45 a month to $90.
We don't spend a lot of water, and so for it to double in a matter of a year is just a little astronomical.
The company's website says there was a 60% rate increase in September, largely due to a new water treatment plant. ITMate first reached out to Hill Water with questions in November and has not heard back. Doctors say the risk of heart attacks increase around the holidays. The American Heart Association finds that more people die of a heart attack in the last week of the year compared to any other time of the year. News 8's Hernan Gutierrez spoke to a doctor about the trend.
Well, the most obvious risk factor is stress brought on by the holidays, whether it's due to travel, finances, or even hosting more people. Other factors include lack of exercise, excessive eating, and skipping medications. American Heart Association research has shown Christmas, the day after Christmas, and New Year's Day are the 3 deadliest for heart attacks in order. Dr. Jerry Smart says it's important to stay on top of your routines and to watch your salt intake during this time of the year.
Make sure they're getting good sleep. And then this is a time of year where people have lost people. So there's loneliness and depression. So check on your neighbor, especially if you know that they may have lost someone, and check your blood pressure.
Smart recommends most households have a blood pressure monitor. He adds that he personally has noticed people waiting to go to the doctor or to the ER for heart attack symptoms, especially during the holidays, which could contribute to the increase. Some of those classic signs of a heart attack are chest pressure or pain, typically on your left side, arm and neck pain, lightheadedness, nausea, and shortness of breath. The AHA recommends 150 minutes of exercise a week to maintain a healthy heart. They also urge people to receive CPR training. I'm Hernan Gutierrez for WishTV, wishtv.com, and like us on Facebook.
In Colts Watch, 2 former legendary players are now finalists for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Reggie Wayne and Dwight Freeney were named as 2 of the 15 modern-era finalists for the Hall of Fame's 2024 class. It's the second year in a row that both made the list. Freeney, a former defensive end, was a 7-time Pro Bowler while in Indy. Wayne, a former wide receiver and now the Colts wide receiver coach, is 10th in the NFL history for receptions and receiving yards. The Hall of Fame class will be unveiled in February. UBS says the U.S. will fall into a recession next summer. The Wall Street Bank also predicts the Federal Reserve will cut interest rates aggressively. However, other banks believe the economy may slow, but the U.S. will avoid a recession. It was a smooth Christmas holiday for airlines. Figures from FlightAware show that U.S. carriers have canceled less than 1% of all flights over the past week. The scene is very different from the Southwest Airlines schedule meltdown over the last 10 days of 2022, which caused the cancellation of 17,000 flights and left 2 million passengers stranded. Weather was better this year, but also airlines have invested in technology to prevent problems as well. Whatever the case, passengers were certainly happy about the change. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on wishtv.com and like us on Facebook.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.